So I'm getting letters for payment or settlement from a debt buyer that is 6 years and 4 months old according to their open date on my credit. Am I still within statute of limitations for this, or can I request it to be removed from my credit report due to being over the statute of limitations? So, great set of questions. Brings up a couple of points that I want us to consider. So let's kind of take a step back. What are the time periods that apply to debt collectors? Well, there are really three types of things a debt collector can do, and there are three time periods. So number one is just the time period to collect. I mean, they call us, they write us letters, right? Number two is the time period to credit report. And that literally is when they are on our credit report. And then number three is the time period to sue. So let's take each of those. So there really is no time period for that first one to just call us on the phone, write us letters. They can do that on a 20-year-old debt, a 40-year-old debt. They have to be incredibly careful, because if they leave the impression that they might credit report or they might sue, then that violates the law. And really what they need to do is say, hey, because of the age of this, we will not sue you. We will not credit report. If you pay us any money, even $1, that might restart the statute of limitations. That's time period number three to sue. And so just be aware of that. So if they don't give you that warning, again, that may violate the law. But in terms of the second time period, that is to credit report, it's really 7 years from the date of delinquency. And so they can report it for 7 years. Now, let's say that I go delinquent in, I'm recording this April of 21. Let's say I go delinquent on my Capital One account in January of 2015. Well, January 2015, basically to January of 22. Okay. Well, that time period is fixed. Even if the debt collector gets it here or here or here or November of 21, they still only have the time period 7 years from when I went into default. So in this one, it says, Ernest says it's 6 years and 4 months old according to their open date. Now, on the credit report, when we see a debt collector, it'll have date open. That doesn't mean when we open the account. We may have opened it 20 years before. The date open for a debt collector means when did they get the account? Either they bought it, they claim, or it was assigned to them just for collection. Doesn't matter. That's when they get it. So that is, again, go back to my example of I went into default in 15, it's going to come off in 22. The debt collector may open the account in, July of 21. They still only have a little bit of time. So what you really want to look for is, and unfortunately it's only on the Equifax report, the date of first delinquency. And usually it's toward the bottom of the information on each account. And you can also track it down with, if the original creditor is still on your credit report, see, well, when did you go delinquent with them? Okay, and then usually you can compare those two things. So if the credit report shows the date open was 6 years and 4 months ago, that's awful close to coming off your credit report. I would be very, very suspicious about that. So again, three time periods. Number one is just to call or write, kind of unlimited, but that to be very careful. Credit reporting is about 7 years from when we go delinquent. Well, what about time to sue? That's statute of limitations. That depends on the state. It may be 3 years or 4 years or 6 years or longer. Okay. For most states, it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 6 years. So just because the statute of limitations has expired does not mean that they can't credit report. Okay. So these are all separate things. Remember, it's unlimited time period to call or write us, but they better be very, very careful. 7 years from delinquency to credit report, and the time period to sue, and usually that goes from the delinquency 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Okay, so it might be too old to sue, but they can still credit report, or maybe you have a statute of limitation of 15 years. Well, they may still can sue you, but it's too long at 10 years to credit report on you. So hope that that's helpful.